What's good, everybody? AB Media 83 here. And today we're talking about fighting for, fighting for what democracy? That's what we're talking about today. You know what I'm talking about. If you've been listening to the Democrat Party recently, they've already started their campaigning, and their main slogan is, "We're saving democracy." My question is, what democracy? What democracy are we saving? Can it be called a democracy? What democracy are we saving? That's the question. Why am I asking that question? Well, take a listen. There's a reason I'm asking this question, and I want you to hear it for yourself.
Who are complaining that they can't buy a house are not working for minimum wage. These are people making $60, $70, $80, $90,000 a year who can
Wait a minute, let me try this again.
Who are complaining that they can't buy a house are not working for minimum wage. These are people making $60, $70, $80, $90,000 a year who can no longer afford a house. But minimum wage workers are also complaining because they can't afford rent. If you look back to 1980, the rent was $243. Minimum wage was $3.10, meaning your monthly gross was $496. So to rent this apartment, it would be 48.9% of your gross income back in 1980. But let's fast forward to 2024. The average rent is $17.47. The federal minimum wage is $7.25, giving you $11.60. You can't even get an apartment with federal minimum wage. But let's be generous and double the federal minimum wage, because people at Walmart and fast food joints are making $14.50 to $15. So $14.50 would bring you to $23.20. So technically you're making more, but this is your gross, and it'd be 75% of your gross income, making double the federal minimum wage in 2024. But let's take it even a step further. ZipRecruiter said that the starting pay for college graduates is $24 an hour.
Is it the democracy we're saving for? The minimum wage, included in my state, is $7.25 an hour. It shouldn't be called a minimum wage. It should be called the joke wage. The average apartment is running $1,700 nowadays. This is the democracy we're trying to save? Really? Yeah, fear is the only thing they got left to run on. Oh, by the way, did you hear about Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris had an event not too long ago, and a Muslim lady who had an invitation to the event wouldn't let her in. Why? They didn't give an explanation, but Kamala Harris is banning Muslims from her events now. Now, why do you ask? Are they banning Muslims from their events now? Remember, folks, they're fighting for democracy. Why are they banning Muslims from their events now? Well, it might have something to do with the fact that recently, when Joe Biden has gone out, come out from his crawling space to go speak somewhere, people, Muslims and other folks who support Palestine tend to come out and say something. Oh, I don't know, ceasefire now. So now they're actively banning Muslims from their events. But they're fighting for democracy. Sound like they're fighting for democracy? Really? You're fighting for democracy by banning Muslims from your events now. You're fighting for democracy by having a joke of a primary, even though there's people who want to challenge Biden, and the majority of Democrat voters think Biden's too old. but they want to, as the brother says, they want to sell fear and shove bite down the throat. But they're fighting for democracy. Really? Oh, did you hear? Migrants in New York are now beating up New York police officers. No, I'm not joking. No, that's not misinformation. The story just came out. Migrants in New York are now beating up NYPD police officers and are out on bail. Meanwhile, Eric Gardner breaks up a fight and gets choked out by the police. And nothing happens to those police. But Democrats are fighting for democracy. Migrants in New York are using the bathroom in cups and leaving them at people's front door. Is this the democracy you want? In Chicago, they're shutting down centers for youth to go, to stay out of trouble, to house a bunch of migrants. What did the Democrats say they're doing? They're fighting for democracy. What democracy? Migrants, including as Phil Scott says, military-aged men are coming to this country and having their rent paid for. But Democrats are fighting for democracy. What a joke. And by the way, before I forget, I have reached 1,000 subs, and I'm happy. And I'd like to thank everybody that has supported me over the years. But back to the topic. The main focus. I'm going to focus on this topic for a while. I might do another stream if about the 1,000 subs. But I've reached 1,000 subs, and I'm grateful and humbled. But back to the Democrats are fighting for democracy. But where was I at? Okay. But yeah, migrants are coming up to black people in town halls, black women, of course. I don't think they have the balls to do this to men because they know we'll punch them in their face. Going up to women talking about no money for you. You're in this country illegally. You don't pay taxes, but you up here in council meetings talking about no money for you. Can you imagine if we went to another country and did that? But Democrats are fighting for democracy. Really? Meanwhile, despite all the crap that Democrats are doing, of course, we have clowns like Roland S. Martin. Oh, my bad. Give me just a second. Let me rephrase. Oh, okay, let me rephrase that. We have clowns like this running around trying to convince black people that they need to give their vote to Joe Biden. Well, I made a short about this, and we're about to listen to it right now. All right, where's it at? Oh, here we go.
Listen to me, black people. You
have no incentive to listen to you buck dance for Joe Biden this election cycle. Why would we listen to you, Roland? All you do is buck dance for the Democrat Party. All you do. Why would we listen to you? especially in 2024. Why? Why would we listen to you buck dance? Why should we listen to you kiss Joe Biden's ass? That's my sentiment. Now, if you want to listen to Roland Martin kiss the Democrat Party's ass, you know, that's on you. But this election cycle, that ain't gonna be the only black voice. To any white person, let me make it perfectly clear. Roland Martin does not speak for black people. Democrats, if you were smart, you would stop listening to that clown. But I know you pay him to beep 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 buck dance for you. But playtime's over. But you know, Democrats are fighting for democracy. What a joke. Much like them doing this to try to woo black people.
We've come too far.
I come too far
From where we started.
from where I started from.
Nobody told me the road would be easy.
Nobody told me that the road would be easy.
I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
My fellow Americans, I don't think the good Lord brought us this far to leave us behind. What a joke. I will never, ever give that Dixiecrat my vote.
And I mean that shit. He's not getting my vote. But yeah, they're doing that to play on the hard streams of, you know, older black folk. And look, I'm in the church, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go vote for him because I don't feel no ways tired. You think saying that's going to make me go vote for you? Really? Really? By the way, like I said, I am in the church, so let me put you this way. I don't feel no waste time. Came too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. There's a nice ring to it, right? They're trying to use that to woo black folk and to woo the black folk in the church to go vote for him. And yeah, no, it was a little off key, but you'll be right. So yeah, this is what we're dealing with, folks. But you know, Democrats claim they're fighting for democracy while supporting Benjamin Netanyahu commit a genocide and bankrolling Benjamin Netanyahu committing a genocide in the Gaza Strip. Oh, by the way, Benjamin Netanyahu claims that he wants to start wars in other Muslim countries, not just the Gaza Strip. But you know, Democrats are fighting for democracy. Yeah, that's what Roland's fighting for, some butter biscuits. Beep beep beep. That's why he buck danced for Hillary Clinton. Beep beep beep. Let me show you how I do the wobble, beep, beep, beep. That's why he's crying last year. Black folk out, beep, beep, beep. Black folk out, beep, beep, beep. But you know, they're claiming they're fighting for democracy while unsecuring on border and letting all these migrants come in and wreck shit. Oh, did I mention that not only are they beating the police, they're doing other crimes too. They're burglarizing people's neighborhoods. Did I forget to mention that? Oops. But you know, Democrats are fighting for democracy. You know things are bad when black folk in Chicago, and remember, Chicago is a blue state. You know things are bad when black folk in Chicago are starting to say, "Where's Trump at?" We want to go talk to Trump because we know what the Democrats are offering. We see what the Democrats are offering. Don't believe me? Give me 1 second. Let me see. Can I find it? All right, where is it at? Let me see if I can find it. Y'all give me a second. I'm looking for it. Let's see. I'll come back to the one with the veterans, but I'm looking for it. Oh, here it is.
City of Chicago and any Republican candidate in the city of Chicago, now is your time because we are done with the Democratic Party. Randy Johnson, Governor Pritzker, and President Biden have shown what they think about the black community all over this country. And so we're standing here today to say, okay, if that's what it is, we with it. We don't have to support the Democratic Party. We don't have to continue to support people who are not going to support us. And the Democratic Party here in this city, in this state, and in this country is not supporting us. You got the Republicans on one side and the Democrats on the other side. Guess what? They're part of the same bird. That's right. So it doesn't matter anymore which party we go with. But I'll tell you this, I'd rather deal with the snake that's outfitting himself of the Republican Party than the snake that's.
Oh yeah.
The Biden campaign has never been in a worse spot ever. In terms of polling, strategy, policy, on top of supporting a slaughter in Gaza, he's also just suppressing the democratic process. And now you run the risk of people just seeing this and going, I'm never going to vote for this guy. And it's at a time where 70 some odd % of the country says Biden's too old to be president again? This injustice cannot stand because this is a bridge too far, even for these loathsome corporate Democrats.
Now, you know things are bad when Crystal Ball sent Kyle comes out and tells you that about Joe Biden. Oh, by the way, let's hear about what migrants are doing to veterans.
Veterans are now calling out the VA's role in processing medical care for illegals. Yes, you heard that right. While those who fought to protect us wait to be treated.
So the Biden administration is putting veterans who serve this country, who are in need of disability claims or urgent medical care, they push them to the side in order to process 161,000 illegals who needed medical and dental care, Todd.
And I mean, are we surprised? Did we not remember just like a less than a month?
Fighting for democracy, right? This is what they call fighting for democracy.
This is a map of how voting would look if only men voted. The low Chi soy betas, obviously on the coastal cities. This is the dream. You could not put a more tantalizing map in front of me, unless of course if this map just showed California. So many great articles now about high school guys, college guys also finding their voice. And my vote's getting me nowhere because unhappy, unmarried liberal women are the only reason Democrats are competitive. Look at this chart. If you look at married men, married women, and unmarried men, Republicans get the majority. It is only in the unmarried women category, which is just so overwhelmingly in favor of Democrats, that they possibly win elections. So yeah, F it, I'll do it.
But Democrats are fighting for democracy, right?
Do you think Palestine and Israel is going to have a real impact on President Biden? Because I hear a lot of people in Michigan, especially Muslim Americans in Michigan, say they not rocking with him, they're not voting for him, they're not showing up.
Yeah, like, it will. And I don't think people are going to change their minds. Now, if we haggling over Medicare for all and you don't do it, then I may just go ahead and vote for you anyway and keep fighting you to try to get it. But now we're talking about the slaughter of innocent people. Blood is on the hands of the United States of America. There's a law called the Leahy Law. And in that law was put in place in 1996. The law says that we in America should not be giving funds to military operators who we know are violating human rights. Just slaughtering innocent people to get at Hamas, I think, is a violation of human rights. You got Netanyahu in 2015 said that under his watch, there would never be a Palestinian state. So now, how, as a Palestinian, what am I going to do with that? If we take Hamas, yeah, evil, vile, what they did, immoral.
Supporting the genocide, but you know, Democrats are fighting for democracy. My ass cheeks. I've talked long enough. If anybody wants to come up here and talk to me about this, you can do so now. By the way, like, share, subscribe, and hit the Cash App to support the show. Cash App is pinned to the top. But you know, Democrats claim they're fighting for democracy. My ass. Oh, by the way, I do look at other news. My thoughts on Megan versus Nikki. I really don't give a shit. I don't listen to either one of them. So, and unfortunately, if Aqua Techies listen, I just found out Megan's an Aquarius. Oh, oh. We got some heifers in the Aquarius spot, man. But yeah, Democrats are fighting for democracy, which is why they're losing out to Trump.
People like Trump. They want Trump. The base wants Trump. And they want him because he's not really a philosophy. He's a feeling. And when the people send Donald Trump, it's not because of what he's saying. It's because of the way he acts and the fact that they feel dissed, they feel excluded, they feel undermined, rightly so. And he's their way of saying, F you, you don't like it, here's Donald Trump, and I hope you like it, and I think that's, populism for you. And the hatred of Trump on the intellectual right, by the way, was a reaction to their failure, the failure of the Bushes and the failure of the neocons and the Ayn Randers, who didn't conserve a single damn thing and just patted themselves on the back for being virtuous and right, just like the left did.
Pay attention. I hear you. I really do. The problem is the Democrats aren't offering that leadership whatsoever. In fact, I hate to say this, they're actually proving that Donald Trump's a better leader than they are. It's really not just a feeling, it's a fact that many people in this country are getting screwed over and they're tired of the bullshit. And Donald Trump is not only becoming a middle finger on the right, he's to a degree becoming a middle finger on the left too, because the Democrats just won't do right by anybody.
People like Trump.
Hey, what's going on, good brother Art Nustal? Good to see you, good brother. I finally made it to 1K, Art, and subscribers. But yeah, back to this topic. Democrats claim they're fighting for democracy, and my question is, what democracy? More than half my generation can't afford to buy a house. What democracy? More than half my generation can barely pay rent. What democracy? You're allowing illegal migrants to come here and treat not only people but your police any kind of way. What democracy are y'all trying to save? You're allowing you're allowing and funding Benjamin Netanyahu to commit a genocide over in the Gaza Strip, even though your own voters say they don't want you to do it. What democracy? What democracy are you talking about? What's your definition of democracy? What kind of democracy are you trying to save? The average house is around $400,000 now. What democracy are you trying to save? These companies are buying up houses faster than the average everyday Joe can buy them. What democracy are you? What democracy are you saving? As I stated before, more than half of my generation and Gen Z and probably Gen Alpha, if this stuff continues, cannot afford to buy a house. What democracy are we saving by voting for Joe Biden? The link's in the chat. If Butthurt Blue, no matter who wants to come up and answer that, you're free to do so. But what democracy are we saving? Evictions are up, and unfortunately, most of them are black women, and some of them are single mothers. What democracy are we saving? Hmm? What democracy are we saving? That's the question. What democracy are we saving by? If you don't like Trump, I get it. Look, if you don't like Trump, I get it. But the question I have is, what democracy are what kind of democracy are we saving by voting for Joe Biden? That's my question. A lot of people don't like Trump. I get it. Okay, this is not a strange to say, oh, you need to go vote for Trump. No. But my question is, what democracy are you say? What democracy are you fighting for by voting for a Dixiecrat, by voting for Sleepy Joe Biden? What kind of democracy are you saving? Where you can't afford an apartment on the minimum wage whatsoever. Where an average college graduate coming out is paying the same amount that a minimum wage worker would have paid back in the day when the minimum wage was $3 to $4 an hour. What democracy are you fighting for? Hence the name of the title. Something to think about. What democracy are you fighting for? Since Joe Biden, since Joe Biden's slogan is "Fight for democracy," what, fighting for migrants to come in here, come here, overrun the country, and to the point where they're now beating up the police? Is that the democracy you're fighting for? Is that the kind of democracy you want? Do you want the kind of democracy where all these layoffs are happening right now? Is that the kind of democracy you want? And trust and believe, AI is coming whether you like it or not. So you need to ask the question, what democracy are you fighting for? Links in the chat if you want to come up. Talk to me about this. Since we got 20 watching, like, share, subscribe. Hit the Cash App to support the show. Cash App is pinned to the top. What democracy are you fighting for?
Seniors who are complaining that they can't buy a house are not working for minimum wage. These are people making $60, $70, $80, $90,000 a year who can no longer afford a house. But minimum wage workers are also complaining because they can't afford rent. If you look back to 1980, the rent was $243. Minimum wage was $3.10, meaning your monthly gross was $496. So to rent this apartment, it would be 48.9% of your gross income back in 1980. But let's fast forward to 2024. The average rent is $17.47. The federal minimum wage is $7.25, giving you $11.60. You can't even get an apartment with federal minimum wage. But let's be generous and double the federal minimum wage, because people at Walmart and fast food joints are making $14.50 to $15. So $14.50 would bring you to $23.20. So technically you're making more, but this is your gross, and it'd be 75% of your gross income, making double the federal minimum wage in 2024. But let's take it even a step further. Zipper.
Just the democracy you're fighting for? Is that the democracy you're fighting for? Now, whether Trump can solve some of these problems or not, that remains to be seen. But given how Democrats have run the country in the last 4 years, me personally, I'll take my chances on Donald Trump. And don't forget, you still have Jill Stein, RFK Jr., and Dr. Cornel West on the ballot. If not, you can write their names in. So, something to think about. Thank you, Artisan. Something to think about. But since nobody wants to come up, I'm about to shut down for now. Thank y'all. I thank you all who came through. This is A AB Media 83. And I'm out. Peace. Yo, this is AB Media 83. Want to support the channel? Hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified the next time I upload a live stream or video. And always remember, keep it grinding, keep it pushing, keep it moving. This is AB Media 83. And I'm out. Peace.